What is up, Reds? Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. With me, as always, is Steve. Steve, good morning. Happy Sunday. FA Cup, not FA Cup champs. Well, actually, we are FA Cup champs, but FA Community Shield champs. How's it feel, Steve?
I love the Community Shield.
Yeah,
You know this.
Of course you do.
I absolutely love the Community Shield, and I want to win it every time. Long-standing Nothing But Reds fans and supporters know the rants I've gone on regarding the Community Shield over the years. So it feels good to win it. Because haven't we lost the last like 5? I don't know if it's 5, but
I don't think
we haven't
Klopp
won
has
since
won.
06. Yeah,
Klopp
we haven't
has-
won since
yeah.
06. And we've
Klopp has
played in
not
how
won.
many? 2, 3 before
At least.
yesterday?
At least.
Arsenal,
Man City twice.
City,
And then
twice.
we must have played it in 2013-14 because we won it the previous year.
Won what the previous year?
Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the FA Cup. That was the League Cup. Never mind.
Well, it's been at least 3, and we've lost them all. Or at least 2 before this, and we've lost both of them.
Not anymore, though.
No, not anymore. And how's my audio, by the way?
Looking good and sounding good, Steve. I like that you put the plant in the back. It adds some character to the room.
So that's a money tree. If you guys want a lesson on horticulture, let me know. We don't have time for that now, but
I would love a lesson on horticulture to break the ice, and then we'll jump into this.
Money trees don't require much water. Old tradition says if your money tree lives and grows long and tall and healthy, you will become wealthy. I did not mean to rhyme that. And then on the other end of the spectrum, if your money tree dies and withers away, you will be poor. So be prepared, if you get a money tree, to have your entire life's financial status dependent upon one plant.
That seems a little risky to me, my friend.
It's a big risk, and I was ready for it. And here we are.
See, I would have just gone with a cactus.
I have one of those over the sink, too.
Requires
well, big horticulture guy.
Virtually no water. Oyvind says, I bet it's plastic.
It's not. I can tell you it's not.
What is?
But I did have one. I had another one in 2020, and my dog ate it, so I'm off the hook. No risk there. Can't help that.
And Liz said, I mean, Liz, he does technically have it in the money section of his house. That's his office. So,
Correct.
There we go. So, Steve, let's jump right into this, man. 3-1 win over Man City. Fantastic match in all aspects. I think it was a tale of two halves until the last 10 minutes or so, where we really just, we just dominated, man. Darwin Nunez looked great. Excuse me. Adrian, first touch of the game, almost just blew the entire thing. It was actually kind of funny. But ultimately, in goal, he did fairly well. And I think we saw the fitness levels of our team triumphed over Man City. I mean, it really did. Like, we looked like we controlled the hell out of that game. And then shout out to Trent Alexander-Arnold as well for a beautiful, beautiful finish. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, first of all, I'm so happy that we won again. I think, it's a friendly, but against City, it's not so friendly, right? I think everyone's heard the rumblings about this. Klopp said something earlier in the week regarding if you win, it's important. If you lose, you don't care. Something like that in regards to the Shield. And I agree. Like, when you lose, it's easy to just say, it doesn't matter. But when you win, it's something to celebrate. And I say that more so now because it was against City.
Right.
So I'm really happy. I thought the match lived up to what it should be. There were exciting moments. Once City took De Bruyne off, that was it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was weird.
Well, I mean, again, it is like De Bruyne is an injury-prone player. A lot of people don't realize that or think about that or forget that. Like, is it worth running him for 90 plus minutes 97 minutes, whatever it is, 100 minutes and some change the week before a season starts? Like, probably not. However, they did have that chance there at the end. They're always going to be dangerous. But you're right. I think like the better team won yesterday. I thought Nunez was great. I thought Mohamed Salah was worth every penny of $350K a week.
Oh my God. So far, yeah.
So dangerous. I think he's working on his right-footed crosses, which is just insane. And the fact that Jota's out and we can still lob stuff in there, and Nunez got his head on 3 balls yesterday. One, which I believe led to the penalty, one that went wide and one that went in.
You're absolutely right.
So
he's immediately filling that gap that we didn't have, really. And that's getting heads on the ball.
Right. And like as good as Jota is at that,
right.
Like we can't rely on a guy who's 5'9", 5'10" to be our aerial threat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anything we get from Jota through the air, I believe, is a plus. We should not rely on that.
Exactly.
So I just to answer your question, I'm happy with the match. The fact that it was against City makes it so much sweeter. And once Nunez scored that goal, when they zoomed in on Bernardo Silva's face, made me just so happy. That was my favorite moment of the game.
I agree.
Was seeing the sheer disappointment and his heart just sink because of all the antics he's pulled over the years.
I hate that man.
And I know he's a competitor. And I know how bad he wanted that match yesterday. So it makes me feel good to see his disappointment.
Yeah, because
we're
all competitors. Right. We're all competitors. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's really good to have that option in the box. And really, I just wanted Darwin Nunez to get off to a flying start. And Steve, I know you'll appreciate this. Shout out to Spencer Stewart for this as well. Our boys, Steve. The $350,000 man and this beauty right here.
Yep. I suppose we'll touch on the Bobby stuff a little bit today, but not too much.
We will. I just wanted to open it up with that. So shout out to Spencer Stewart as well. But additionally, I wanted to show everyone something here. So now we got the trophy count, right? So that was really the last thing that Klopp needed was the FA Community Shield, whether you count it as a trophy or not. But
it's the last domestic trophy he didn't have.
Yeah. I mean, what? He's a Liverpool managing legend. There's no question. Is he up there with the best of all time, not just Liverpool, would you say?
Yeah.
He's got to be.
I would say. And here's why. He hasn't just done it here. Right? He's seen success everywhere he's gone. He's won trophies everywhere he's gone. But also, it's hard to find a manager that stays at a place for a while and builds.
Absolutely.
Like you put Fergie in the conversation, obviously. Pep, Klopp, they have long-standing tenures at these clubs. They're not getting bounced around because they're that good. And they're winning trophies. They're winning silverware. Like Mourinho, of course, he's one of the best ever. But you can see he's kind of lost it a little bit. He's been bounced around the last 5 years or so.
Hey, he just won a conference league, right?
Or no, right. Because he's a great manager.
Oh, right.
But I think there's something to be said for, and he already had this spell in his career with Inter, Chelsea, that's Mourinho, that is. But yeah, Klopp's winning trophies. He's turned a club completely around. And he's consistently doing it year over year. No down years.
No down years. Years where other, competitions are prioritized, yes. But I think what's fascinating about Jurgen Klopp is what you said exactly, is his ability to do it everywhere he goes. Right? And he is just flat out a man manager, And he doesn't just manage the team. I mean, he manages the entire club. Every culture shift, every change that we've seen in the club, I honestly think has been down to Jurgen Klopp. If we didn't get Jurgen Klopp, Steve, imagine where this club would be at. Imagine, right? Imagine if we got, I don't know. I don't even know who we would have gotten. Maybe Brendan Rodgers would have stayed. I really don't know. Um, I think he probably would have, but it's down to Jurgen Klopp. And it's just a phenomenal feat of managerial pedigree. The guy's phenomenal, and I'm super thankful. But let's go over to the chat and say good morning to everyone. Oyvind, Shayna, Zane, Ken, Ian Richard, Rob Scott, Ross Bauer. Liz is in here somewhere. Good morning to everyone. I saw Tony in here earlier. Oh boy, not him. Saying King Mo is absolutely electric. My mother's in the chat as well. Hope you have a good day at the beach, Ma. I don't know if it's going to be a beach day, but hope you have a good day regardless. And so, yeah, good morning to everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Sunday Summary. Make sure you like the stream if you're enjoying it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I averaged 2 hours and 10 minutes of screen time per day last week, which is a decrease actually from what happened previously. So, Steve, we talked a little bit about Darwin Nunez. Let's talk a little bit about what you saw from Mo Salah yesterday, dude, because look, my biggest fear, and I think this was everyone's biggest fear, all right? At least I think it should be. We paid the man, he comes in, and then he doesn't live up to it. Now, I think the team at Liverpool understand that we're not going to extend a player that we think that's the risk, right? He was on his shit yesterday. He looked phenomenal yesterday, dude. He was getting around João Cancelo with ease. They were double, triple teaming him. Didn't matter. He was still getting crosses into the box. He was still holding up play. That's something that's underrated, by the way. He can hold up play. He's only, what, 5'7", 5'8", and the man shields off center backs and holds up play. I thought he had a phenomenal game yesterday. The penalty converted, great. He hit the side netting one time. That's fine. Mo Salah is just... he continues to amaze me. With all the criticism that I've given him in the past for not necessarily being an out-and-out winger, being more of a finisher, he continues to get better. His dribbling continues to get better. His ball retention continues to get better. I think we made the right decision keeping him and extending his contract, and he's going to have a hell of a season, bro.
Yeah. Look, that's the first thing I was thinking about yesterday watching him is, has he gotten better? Obviously, he's been so good at scoring goals for so long. Like, a lot of the other parts of his game, no one cares about, or we just overlook. I think he displayed his full skill set yesterday. And I think you might see that a little bit. I don't think it's time to say, oh, that purchase was worth it, because like, I don't think that matters at this point. Like, we all wanted him to stay. We paid him. We know he's going to be good. So like, I don't want to think about like justifying the actual spend, but I'm glad we did pay him. Number one. Number two, he showed his complete game yesterday. I think you're going to see that more this season because Nunez is here. And because we have somebody else that's known as a quote unquote serial goal scorer. He's supposed to be. He's got 5 in the last week and a half.
That's insane.
Right. And like against good teams. Like
Granted,
Leipzig's a good team.
But
you're right. You're right.
Right.
But he's also, all those moments he was on the pitch, he didn't have the starting 11 behind him on the Liverpool side either.
Good point.
So he's playing with lesser qualities around him and obviously lesser qualities against him. But we're just getting started. And then Zane here says Salah's pace you can see slightly slower, but his level of skill on the ball improved massively. I agree with the.
Where's Zane? Where's Zane?
That was like 9-12. I don't agree that he's slowed down. I think he looks fast.
So far, I don't get it.
I don't think he's slowed down. I think he looked faster today. I think City's defense is fast. Ruben Diaz can move. Cancelo can move. Grealish can get back. You're not going to blow past everybody, but he still managed to a few times. I think the pace is still there. I thought his delivery with his right foot yesterday on 2 or 3 occasions was great.
He's been working on it.
Right. His penalty, dead accurate. Keeper guessed the right way. Didn't matter. He looks polished right now.
Damn, that's a good way to put it. Looks polished right now. And I couldn't agree. You kind of said it, Steve. And I don't know if you I don't know if you got it from this comment or not, but LFC Aaron, I think this is an excellent point. Having a proper target up front is going to free up so much space for Salah. And look at it both ways, right? This is how I'm looking at it. Bobby frees up space for attacking players specifically by dropping deep and drawing defenders with him. Okay. Darwin Nunez does the exact opposite. He draws defenders to him in the attacking third, but away from Salah because he has that aerial presence that we saw yesterday. But he's also a direct goal scorer. I mean, 4 goals, right? Steve said it. He got 3 ball on his head 3 times. All right. In addition to the chip that hit Ederson in the face, that was kind of funny. And the guy is getting into attacking spaces. So one, you have a center forward that drops deep and pulls center backs and defensive midfielders with him. But now you got a player that's making runs in behind that's not Mo Salah. So LFC Aaron's absolutely right. You're going to draw attention away from Salah. All right. And even if you don't draw attention away from Salah, see, yesterday Salah was getting double, triple teamed. But as soon as Darwin Nunez was put in the game, instantly changed, dude. It's going to be a problem for defenses. And I think we're going to see a lot of teams going with a Chelsea style defense this season, where they kind of put 5 at the back or 2 banks of 4 in order to cope with it. Like, do you think it could be a kryptonite kind of thing where, yes, it works in our benefit to have 2 players that draw so much attention in addition to Luis Diaz? Don't forget about Luis Diaz, right? But we have had trouble in the past breaking down low block teams. What do you think?
No, I don't think it's a problem at all. You're still going to have trouble with that. If somebody's going to park 8 professional footballers in the box, there's no remedy for it. I think some of those we've talked in the past about those useless crosses we lob in that go to nowhere. Yeah, they're beautiful crosses, but like, he should clean some of that up. Nunez. But no, this isn't going to solve the low block problems. Like, I've always said, you need to shoot from distance more.
And that's Trent answering the call.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about that?
No, I'm not worried about that piece.
Good God. I mean, a lot of people said City weren't at their best, and someone also said they didn't play any preseason games. I can't confirm that.
Yeah, they did.
They definitely played preseason games, though, because Erling Haaland scored.
They've played 2 or 3 already, yeah.
Yeah.
They just played against, like, America or something. Like, maybe Club America, and it got heated.
Really?
Yeah, with Grealish, I think.
Dude, I do not follow Man City at all. All I know is Grealish spent his offseason partying in Vegas with, like, there's a video that was out, and Grealish was leaving a club, and he was just lit up, man. His security was, like, escorting him out, and he was all it was pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, Liz, I know it's a big responsibility, but I'm going to need you to put together a list of my quotes. I know you already have 1 or 2, and then we can do like a special where we just go over the quotes, because I've had some pretty stupid ones. But yesterday was just, although a lot of Klopp said it best, everyone knows if you don't win, it's not important. But it was important because Steve talked about it earlier. You saw the look on Bernardo Silva's face when, what was it, the last goal went in?
Yeah, it was just
they wanted that win.
Sheer disappointment. Yes. When De Bruyne came off, he didn't look happy. And I don't blame him.
I don't understand why you would take De Bruyne off.
Well, again, it's a week before the season. We looked better.
We looked in better shape, dude. There was a point in the first half, about 40 minutes in, where when someone's tired, you can tell by their body language. Like, hands go on the hips. They're kind of like, it's a heavy walk. Like, you can just tell they're catching their breath. I didn't see that at any point in the game from Liverpool Football Club. And it's because of these intense preseasons we have, guys. We're doing 2-a-days, triple training sessions over there in Austria, okay, at altitude, okay? And these guys come back to England where everything is 10 feet above sea level, they're going to be in the best shape of their life. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah. I think the altitude piece is huge too.
Yeah.
So, two things in regards to that. One is they played Club America. They won 2-1. Then they played Bayern Munich and lost 1-0. Then they lost to us yesterday. And then they're playing Barcelona.
Ooh,
I don't know what that is, actually.
they're playing Barcelona.
The August 24th, Barcelona versus Man City. I don't know what that is.
Are
Whatever.
you sure?
Anyways, I'm looking at some random website right now. I just know that they've played a few matches already.
What the
That's
hell
all I'm trying to get
that
to.
match?
I don't know.
Wait, does La
But
Liga
anyways.
All right, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
August 24th, it says.
Yeah, I know the Premier League starts before that, but does La Liga
Yeah.
start later?
I don't know what that is.
What are
I
they
don't know
doing?
why Man City would play a yeah, forget that. That website's trash.
That doesn't make
But yeah,
sense.
so it's City and Club America played, and then they played Bayern.
Shout out to Bayern yesterday winning the
And
Super
then they
Cup
played
over
us.
RB Leipzig, by the way. Sadio Mane hoisting his first piece of silverware.
What was that?
They beat RB Leipzig in the Super Cup. I think it's I think it's their version of the Community Shield or something.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, there was a moment in yesterday's match where Milner got the ball towards the end, and Foden was right on him. And Milner looked like he was going at like 3/4 pace and just blew right away from Phil Foden, who's
Yep.
half his age. And that's when it's just little things like that. Harvey Elliott, Carvalho, Nunez still pressing in the 95th minute, like breathing down your throat. That pressure, that fitness, that was the difference. I agree.
Yes, that is the difference. We're never going to meet a team. I really don't think so, guys. That is in better shape than us because there's no other team that plays like us. I mean, there's teams that press. Almost every team presses now. I feel like you have to, unless you're Burnley or something. You have to press in today's game. And Liverpool do it better than anyone. And yes, dude, Steve, there were a few moments in that game yesterday where James Milner, dude, just I think he's gonna fall off, and he never does. He just keeps oh, he's
He
so
can't.
good.
He can't because he's been playing the same way for so long. The only thing that can stop him is injuries. That is
Yep.
age. But his skill will not fall off. He's been playing the same way for decades.
And that
Position
beard,
changes here and there, but like he's just locked in. It's just muscle
it's a
memory.
mentality. Yeah, it's muscle memory, it's mentality. The guy is a national treasure. Who said it? CB Norwood? Yeah, absolutely a national treasure. But yes, I think everything we wanted to see from everyone yesterday. I mean, could you pick out a point? I don't think there were really any negatives. Excuse me. I'm starting to do what Steven does, clears his throat every 10 seconds. There was maybe one point in the game where Robbo got a crossbar post, should have put it back across the 6-yard box, instead tried to go for goal, hit the side netting. There was a breakaway in the second half where Andy Robertson had the ball and he had Mo Salah wide open at the far post and he tried to shoot it. And I'm just thinking to myself, what are you doing? What are you doing, Robbo? But honestly, other than that, everything about that game yesterday was great. Every performance, I honestly think so. I mean, even down to Bobby's play, even down to the way Van Dijk and Matip played. People were saying, I actually noticed yesterday that Matip wasn't making his normal forward runs. And I think that's because Adrian was in goal. Klopp said, Matip, you're not going anywhere today because if you do, we're screwed.
He made like one and then
Did
he
he?
stopped himself and passed it wide to Diaz or Thiago on the left.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh, here you go. No.
He was like, wait, I
He
can't.
got rid of it.
God. It's just, oh man, things are looking bright. Things are looking bright. Liz says Adrian's feet were negative. Yeah. But you got to give it to Adrian, guys. If you took that first issue, actually, there were two issues. First touch where he kind of passed it out of bounds. And then there was one where he passed it directly to, I think it was De Bruyne, and there was a breakaway. If you took those two out of the game, he actually had a phenomenal game in goal. He made some crucial saves, like multiple crucial saves, maybe like 5 or so. So shout out to Adrian. He actually had a pretty good game. I would still like to see Kelleher in there if he wasn't injured, but that's why we kept Adrian. Shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way. We got over 100 people in here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You'll be notified whenever we go live or drop a video or anything of that sort. And then also, if you're enjoying the stream, hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate the support. Let's go over to the chat real quick and see what people are saying. Storms agree. You all right over there, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. Storm says Adrian was very good yesterday. CB Norwood says, what about the Thiago pass to Salah before the Trent goal? I've studied it in depth. So that CB, that link up, we switched play 3 times in that buildup. And then Salah heads it down to Trent. Trent finishes it first time. What else do you want? Absolutely phenomenal. LFC Aaron, I agree with this. I was a little nervous. I'm going to try to keep it positive, but when that harsh tackle on Darwin happened, I was a little worried, but doesn't matter. Rustin here. Trent was asleep for the equalizer. Check the replay. He was standing still at the goal line waiting for the offside. No, Trent needs to mark the far post. That's what happened. Their goal was due to Trent not marking the far post. It was exactly the same situation as the Champions League final. Trent needs to get back on defense. Okay? I don't care how far up the pitch you are. You need to know your responsibility. Mark the far post.
Look, the Champions League final goal.
When has Robbo been caught out?
This is what I'm going to talk about right now.
Okay.
Who has seen the videos online of the build-up play pre-Champions League final goal? Where Robbo gets caught out. You seen that video, Kyle?
Yes. Okay.
It's a different scenario. But before we start bashing Trent's defending, I just want to go on record, because we've never spoken about it, saying I do think Robbo has a large part of the fault in that goal.
Okay, final. Fair. He did. I agree.
Dancing around on the opponent's half for no reason.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Right. Touche.
But anyways.
But look, Trent made up for it with the goal, so it doesn't matter. I just want to say that was really the only thing, is that he wasn't marking the far post. And that's your job as a right back. I mean, Matip can't do it all, but it's okay.
He's a work in progress.
He is still very young.
Yeah, we won. He's got some fault there, but look, still, like, Adrian maybe could have grabbed that quicker. I don't know. Maybe it was just a good play.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you can always choose and point blame. Maybe I need to stop doing that, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But it's just something I noticed. I mean, I noticed it during it. I didn't have to watch the replay. I was like, Trent, you're not getting back. And then, they scored. At the time, it was upsetting because it was the game tying goal. It was an equalizer. So that's why it worried me. But that's it. Steve, do you have any closing thoughts or anything that we didn't bring up about the match yesterday?
I think somebody said it earlier. It might have been Oyvind. It's good to get one over on City before the season. Just to have that first box checked. Like, I truly believe that it's going to be another race for the title this year. Yesterday gave me a little bit more confidence than I've felt personally going into any season recently. I just feel different. You beat City 3-1. You win the Community Shield, which we've obviously lost in the past. I think that does give us a little boost, and I think it does give City a little bit of an edge or a little bit of doubt. They're professionals, so who actually knows, right? But they always start off slow. Somebody else said that here in the chat, which is a good
That's
point.
true.
They typically start off slow, but they're also going to be thinking about the fact that we've already beat them handedly within the last few months as the race gets going. I don't think Chelsea will be there long term. They'll start well. They're good defending, but they also just lost their entire defense. So who knows what kind of chemistry they're going to have back there now.
Yeah, that's true.
So it just feels really good to get that win, hoist the Community Shield. Who's it important to? It's all preference, but just to get that W and then move into the season kind of on a high note. I mean, what we play today, right? And another one soon.
We play Strasbourg today, and then do we have a week off, or do we have another preseason game before the Fulham game Saturday?
Oh, I think there's another one. Let's see.
There might be.
Well, your closing thoughts. Let's hear your closing thoughts first.
I just wanted us to come out and show that we were ready to play. We were ready for the Premier League season to start. I wanted to see that energy. I didn't want to see any lethargic play. Especially after an intense preseason, you might expect to see players a little bit tired, a little bit like, but I didn't see any of that yesterday. I saw constant effort on both ends of the ball. Very little mistakes. I did point out some mistakes, but hey, that's my job. Very few mistakes. A lot of team play and problem solving, critical thinking on the field. When we talked about Trent's goal, we switched the play 3 times within 30 seconds of that goal. And that's what I want to see. Stretch the opposition. I already touched on Adrian. I thought Adrian played well, with the exception of the ball at his feet. There were some, we didn't look as caught out. There were scenarios where they got in behind, but hey, it's Man City. They're going to do that, especially with a new striker like Haaland. Haaland did get in behind a few times. The midfield looked solid. I thought Fabinho looked great. Thought Hendo was excellent. And even when our subs came on, I thought Carvalho, Elliott, Curtis Jones, he's kind of just there. And I didn't really see too much from him. Naby
He came
Keita
on very late.
Well, that's true. He did come on very late. Good point. Came on with a minute
left, Kyle.
Yeah. And the two things I want to say before we wrap this portion of the show up. 1, 7 minutes of added time was a load of horseshit. I'm sorry. 7 minutes? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. There were 2 VAR checks that were the quickest VAR checks I've ever seen. Okay? And one of them was in... No, they were both in the second half, I think.
They were both in the second half. There was a lot of subs. There was a couple quick injuries. Yeah, I thought 7 was high.
Ederson took the ball off his face, maybe needed a minute to recover. They took a water break. That was it. Water break, 2 VAR checks. 5 minutes maximum. You probably could have gone with 4. When I saw 7 minutes, dude, I was like, they want this thing to go to penalties. And then what do you know?
Yeah, it felt a little weird.
It did. But then Liverpool, turned up in the last few minutes. And then lastly, I just got to do it. I got to do it. Haaland, bro. From 4 feet. What are you doing?
I don't know what to say. I stand by my prediction that Nunez will score more goals than him.
Haaland.
I stand by that.
I'm not the kind of guy to pick and choose. But, I got to jump on the train a little bit. Everyone was talking how Darwin Nunez was a flop after 1 game. So I'm clearly going to come on here and do the exact same about Haaland. I'm not saying he's a flop by any means necessary. I'm just saying, how do you not finish that, Haaland? Those are my closing thoughts for the match. Very, very good match. Now, Steve, let's look forward. Did you end up finding out if we have a game midweek? I know we have a game today.
Yeah, there's Strasbourg. That might be it. I thought there was another one.
That's what I thought that was our last one. Yeah. So Strasbourg, that's today. I think that's at 2:30. And then we got Fulham next Saturday, guys. Fulham. Let me pull up the Premier League schedule here. All right, and I'll share it with you guys here. Make sure you guys like the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, there is no game midweek. I didn't think so. Yeah, no, SA puts it perfectly. I don't judge the kid at all, but it's only fair that we clown him. I mean, come on. It's only fair that we do that. All right, Steve.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have nothing against the kid.
Of course. I think he's a phenomenal
It's just nice
player.
to see our guy doing a little bit better, at least so far.
Yeah.
But
So-
we'll talk again all throughout the year about this, I'm sure.
Oh, of course. It's gonna be back and forth all year. All right. So here we go. We got the schedule up right now. Like we said, we got Liverpool, Strasbourg today at 2:30. And then we open up the Premier League season with Fulham on Saturday. First match of the season at 7:30 a.m. And I'm not looking forward to getting up that early, but I kind of like Fulham, dude.
I mean, that's a big win. That's a 4-0.
I'm not going to go that far
This
yet.
right here is 6-0. This is 6 wins in a row right here that you're showing me
Hey,
for the Premier League.
I know. I don't want to call it yet. I mean, look, Man United, Liverpool, you cannot predict that. You can't. I mean, it's a derby. Derbies are different. You can be in the worst form of your life and come out and beat the opposition.
Villa behind closed doors. That's right. That's for the fitness for some other guys. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I actually didn't know that, so thank you guys. So yeah, Fulham Saturday. We got Crystal Palace 9 days after that, so a little bit of a break. And then a week later, so there's just gaps early in the season. So it looks like we have like a week off between each match. And then it picks up. Bournemouth 5 days later. I completely forgot Bournemouth were promoted. I thought Bournemouth were in the championship. So we sent players out on loan to Bournemouth. Trying to figure out who was it that just went out on loan to Bournemouth. No one went out on loan. It was not Nat Phillips. Maybe Sepp Vandenberg was linked with a move to Bournemouth. Guys, I feel like someone went out on loan to Bournemouth. Tell me if I'm wrong. But then we got Newcastle at Anfield, and then you got Everton. So 2 big derbies, both away, early in the season. So
good to get those out of the way.
It is.
I mean, I'm not worried about either match. United at Old Trafford could be tough for sure. I'm not worried about Everton in the slightest. I'm sorry.
You're not?
No. No, it's somehow those games are close. I'm worried about injuries during those matches.
Okay.
However,
I thought it was Nat Phillips.
With Richarlison gone, we got less of a chance of somebody intentionally injuring one of our players during that.
Yeah.
During that fixture.
And think about it. They don't have Richarlison, right? And
I just said.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. God, sorry. Don't hate me, Steve. Good God. But, dude, what is it about Everton? It's not even Everton. It's, what's his face? Frank Lampard. The man cannot manage. Or he hasn't proven he can. He had one good season at Derby County, and now he's getting Everton, Chelsea jobs. And it's just the people he's bringing in. I think they're bringing in Dwight McNeil. Now, to be fair, Everton, they finished barely above the relegation zone, so they don't have the kind of money that they would have had. They finished in their normal mid-table spot, right?
Screw that. They
No,
just
I'm just
got
saying
$60 million for Richarlison.
that doesn't matter. Okay. It's not a lot of money nowadays. Okay. 60 million's gone like that. All right. But you also got to look at the fact that players aren't really excited to go to Everton anymore. Right. So that you're only getting talent like Dwight McNeil. Now, Dwight McNeil, I mean, yeah, he's promising. He looks okay, but I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Look, Dwight McNeil, there was a buzz around him a couple seasons ago. What has he done?
Yeah, I don't know.
What has he done? This is what I thought. I just pulled it up. I just want to share something. So, who knows how many goals Dwight McNeil scored last year? Just know in the chat.
3.
I'll guess.
3.
Actually, let's start with this. How many matches did he play? Because I knew this was a thing,
Premier
and
League
I'm
matches?
glad I was right.
Premier League matches or just in all comps?
Premier League. What other comps they play in? They're trash. Go ahead.
I'm going to say he played between 10 and 15.
Premier League matches this season?
No, last season.
Last season, as in the season that just ended.
Yes.
38.
Dwight McNeil?
Yeah.
Oh, he played every game.
How many goals, Kyle?
3.
0. That's why I pulled this up. I wanted to talk about this last week, but we didn't have a show.
Oh, my God.
Dwight McNeil, signing of the year, 38 matches, 0 goals, 1 assist. Playing as an attacker.
How much did they pay for him?
I don't know. I don't want to sit here and bash Everton, but
oh my God.
Lord. Why do that? I guess there's a gap there that you need to fill somehow.
Sure.
He's got Premier League experience. He's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. He has 7 Premier League goals in like 130 matches.
Wow. But think about the system he was playing in. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
But look, this is the last chance I'm giving Frank. I know we're kind of going off on a tangent talking about Everton here, but it's only because we play them September 3rd. This is the last chance I'm giving Frank Lampard to prove that he deserves any managing job. Okay? Because yes, he did he do okay the first year with Chelsea? Yes, I think he did. But they gave him everything he wanted, and then
that was the year he got fired.
No,
Didn't he got fired in his first year?
No. Did he?
Unless he took over mid-year the season before.
No. So he had the season before where they had the transfer ban. He had all the youth players, and he played Mason Mount, all these young youth, and they did well. And then the next year, once they had the transfer ban lifted, he bought all the players he wanted, and they were not good. Like, they just collapsed. And so then they fired him. Now, Frank Lampard, Everton are just so thirsty for managers, dude. Like, no one wants to manage there. So they're throwing money at these managers. Let's see if Frank Lampard can turn it around. That's all I say. That's all I'm going to say.
I've given up on Frank Lampard. He should be coaching in the championship or something lower. This is all valuable experience for him, though. Eventually, it'll click. Eventually. You can't get worse going through all these trials and tribulations as a manager. I just don't know if I don't know if he should. Maybe he should just walk off into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean,
because recency bias and thoughts are real. Like, people talk about Frank Lampard as a manager now. Yes, he was a great player, but like what's on people's minds lately is his managerial run that he's had. And it's been poor.
Yeah, it has been.
You see the interviews he gets, like trying to vouch for his players and making excuses and this, and that, and the other thing. And it's like, Frank, maybe you just need to ride off into the sunset, pal.
Maybe. Maybe managing isn't for him, right? And the way I think about it is I look at Steven Gerrard, right? And of course, there's a little bias there. But the bias is justified. I mean, look at what Steven Gerrard has done as a manager compared to Frank Lampard. All right, Steven Gerrard started out with our U18s, and I'm pretty sure he won something with them. So then he goes to Rangers. Look what he did with Rangers. He returned Rangers to top of the Scottish Premier League, won it, got him into the Europa League, and then last year, he left middle of the season last year, right? I'm pretty sure, and went to Aston Villa, or I think so. I think it was middle of the season. Regardless,
Yeah, I think so. And then they went to the final of
exactly,
the.
they got to the final. I mean, and now he's at Aston Villa. You can't really make a decision. He joined midway through. We'll kind of have to judge it after this season. But he's already had way more success as a manager than Frank Lampard. And Frank Lampard got the Chelsea job. Now he's got the Everton job. I think Frank Lampard really put the cart before the horse with his managerial career. I think what he should have done, he was at Derby County, you should have gone to a lower side and proven yourself as opposed to jumping to Chelsea, because now you got this chip on your shoulder and it's kind of like, are you meant to manage? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think the comparison to Gerrard is different. I get what you mean because he's our guy, right? We're Liverpool supporters. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, we still got to see what Gerrard's made of.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
just I almost feel I don't like Lampard for many reasons. I don't dislike him. I'm just not really a fan of him. I just almost feel bad for the guy at this point. He just looks pathetic. I'm sorry.
Does he look defeated? He kind of looks defeated when he's over there on the
Everton
touchline.
has players, man.
Yeah.
When he took over, they had players. There are players in that team.
Yeah, they're not. They're.
And
I
he
wouldn't say they're
failed
stacked, but
miserably.
yeah.
The only way they're still up is because there are teams that just didn't belong in the league last year. You know? They
Yeah.
weren't better than anyone.
Yeah. And, kind of shifting gears, after we have the two derbies in the first 6 matches, right? You said Steve thought it was a pretty easy start to open, but then we get right into the heat of it. September and October are going to be tough, guys. We have Wolves, Chelsea, Brighton, Arsenal, Man City, West Ham. That's a tough month right there. Now, do I think we could win them all? Sure. But that's still a tough month, Steve.
Yeah, with any storm, there's a calm afterwards, though.
That's true.
So you get through that. You do your best.
I mean, you got Nottingham Forest, you got Leeds, Tottenham, Southampton, Villa. Yeah, it does ease up a little bit. I mean, Tottenham, Leicester, and Aston Villa could be tough games. And then again, Chelsea.
They could be, but they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. Well, let's look at the Christmas fixtures here. So, luckily, the Christmas fixtures. Oh, that's right. There's a break for the World Cup, isn't there? Or yeah, because November 12th to December 26th, we don't have any Premier League matches.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the World Cup break. So then around that's probably why we started a week early this year. So Aston Villa, Leicester, Brentford. That is at least they're not super, super, super challenging and title deciding fixtures, in the sense that we're not directly battling these teams, or we aren't predicted to directly battle these teams for the Premier League title.
These are the matches, though.
Yeah, these are the ones
you have to win.
Right, exactly.
You look back on last season, that Brentford draw still hurts me to this day. Letting up, what was it, 3 goals to Brentford? That's just wild.
Yeah, that was rough.
You score 3 against Brentford, you should win at least 3-1. But anyways, that's all water under the bridge. These are the ones that count, though.
These are the ones.
City plays these same teams, and they're going to beat them.
Likely.
I think the City matches could determine it.
We shall see. 143 people in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for your support and for tuning in on this lovely Sunday here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure that you give the stream a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Steve, I'm going to wrap it up there. Do you have any closing thoughts? All right. And guys, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. Any closing thoughts, throw them in the chat as we wrap up here.
Yeah, I think I'm excited for the season to start. Preseason's cool because you're getting back into the swing of things. Aside from yesterday's match, it is fairly meaningless. I want to see the first match of the season. I kind of wish it was against a better opponent. Now, I'm not overlooking Fulham at all, but we should win that match handedly, like no doubt.
We should.
But I kind of wish it was like a bigger game, like maybe a derby or something.
I don't. I honestly don't, because we just had a derby, the Community Shield, right? That's a good opener. And now we go and we play Fulham. Liz asked who had the best golf score. Steven had the best golf score yesterday, but I shot a personal best. So I just want to go on record and say that. So
yes, congratulations to Kyle, who shot his personal best yesterday.
Thank you. That was the most disingenuous congratulations I've ever heard. Yeah.
I've already congratulated you.
I know. I'm just messing with you. Yeah. CB Norwood says I shot a 79. Good God. What a guy.
Wow. That is
that's
a great
impressive.
Score.
That is a great score. Yeah. I broke 100 for the first time yesterday, CB. So there you go.
Trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
Trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I can't say that. I mean, I'm happy it's Fulham. The only thing I wish is that it wasn't so damn early, bro. I hate the early matches. That's it.
Well,
that's it.
There's only a few a year, so we'll get one out of the way right off the bat.
Yeah, but the other one is Everton, I'm pretty sure. I think our Merseyside derby is at 7:30 in the morning.
That should not be the case. That's weird.
That's what I saw. But more cowbell from Liz. Angel here, do you think the team is stronger or weaker than last season? The correct answer is stronger. It's got to be stronger, right?
It is stronger. We trimmed off dead weight, Origi and Minamino. We love you guys, but see you later. And Mane. And we brought in Nunez, Carvalho. Who am I missing?
Calvin Ramsey.
Yeah.
I'd say
it's stronger. So we can call Ramsey a wash because we don't know, right?
Yeah.
But we know Minamino and Origi weren't going to get much game time.
Right.
Depending on how we do in the Cups.
Yeah.
So really you're looking at Carvalho and Nunez in, Mane out. That's what you're looking at. We got stronger, in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. And it looks like we're going to wrap it up there, guys. So thank you for tuning into the Sunday Summary. Again, I'm your host, Kyle. This is Steve. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And Steve, man, I'm looking forward to this season. We got off to a good start yesterday. Let's get after it,
let's
man.
do it.
Let's go win the Prem.
My favorite competition. You know that. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll put out a match preview show this week. Or a season preview. With our predictions and all that. We got to do that. So
we got to do that. We kind of just did a season preview. So
right, but we got to do rankings, top goal score.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll do one of those this week.
Sounds good, guys. Until next Sunday, Reds, take care.